Welcome back to class, dear students. In this lesson, we continue to explore Web3 blockchain and different blockchain ecosystem as you start your journey to become a pro Web3 blockchain smart contract developer. Now, we are talking about Solana ecosystem and actually Solana blockchain, which is prime as the high-speed, low-fee blockchain, and personally I've used it, and if some of you have even known me through Solana ecosystem, so it's something I've also have experience in, and that's why I'm going to be talking on it as well, and some of the differences with Ethereum and also opportunities available in Solana ecosystem for you, especially as a new beginner Web3 developer, that you may not find in Ethereum. Why? Because Ethereum is like overcrowded. When I mean overcrowded, is overall, even in Ethereum, there's not enough Web3 blockchain developer. But about 90% of those that exist on Ethereum/EVM blockchain, by extension, other EVM blockchain, because they can just multiply their something on the same block or the same code smart contract on that blockchain and expand their reach and profit and all those things and any. So aside from that, so because of that, there are opportunities, and let's quickly look at and explore Solana ecosystem, like you do. When was it founded, who founded it, and things like that. So let's examine that. Now, the Genesis Solana was founded by Anatoly Yakovenko in 2017 with a vision to create a high-speed and low-cost blockchain. If you compare it to Vitaly Buterin created Ethereum 2015, that was 2 years apart. So, and this was the year precisely I also joined Web3 then. So 2 years after, that was when there's a huge bull run, and then Ethereum began to become costly, like I've explained before. So this is a blockchain that came and said, okay, we can still maintain high speed without actually incurring excessive transaction or gas fee. So that was the marketing or unique selling point, USP, of Solana, which I believe it has managed to maintain to date, almost 10 years after. You understand? And things depending on when you are watching. So, and I could still say, yeah. So those are the, and unlike Ethereum, which initially relied on proof of work, later transitioned to proof of stake, Solana was built from ground up to be with speed and efficiency. So they opted for POS, so which is proof of stake. So comparing them, Solana stand out with its ability to process thousands of transactions per second compared to Ethereum. So let's have a graphical look. This like Solana, when you have the cluster, remember, just like when we are talking about this, you have the nodes. Yeah, the nodes are there, not like you have cluster that contain validators, and each validator represent like a node. So just the same, and then they begin to create this block. See the block, if it's valid, you keep adding it to the ledger. So just the same principle, but different architecture. So you have the validator, then there's always a leader per time, just like proof of work, that whoever discover and mine the block. So there is always a leader. It has its own consensus mechanism to select the leader per time who gets the benefit to decide the block that comes in, and then get authoritated based on some set of rules. So, and things like, remember, all these things are decentralized. A lot of people all over the world participating in this thing. So in terms of transaction, like I said, it came in like 2 years when Ethereum was getting bottleneck. At times you do transaction might not go in a day, 2 days then. So before the advent of like layer 2 and things like that. So Solana, Ethereum has not scaled since then. Transaction is still super high, clearly on the layer 1. So even without the need for layer 2, so it's very fast. For example, comparison, Ethereum has about 30 transactions per second. So like this transaction I showed you paying. So per seconds you can do 30 of this transaction with Ethereum, like 30. But when you compare it to this that can handle about 50,000 of it, so you see 50,000 of this transaction in a second. So because of the architecture was built to fix those Ethereum speed and transaction flow. So then you talk a swap. Some of the experience I had before cost me about 12 to 25 to swap $50 worth of USDT, a token to USDT $50 worth. And then on Ethereum I swapped that same. On Solana I swapped that same even with exchange fee for like 10 cents to 2 USD. So you can compare it together. So that's one of the reasons why Solana is gaining a lot of traction now, a lot over Ethereum, because if you don't have enough money, you cannot use directly layer 1. If any token or anything launch on Ethereum, they eventually suffer less adoption in the long term because people cannot transact as they would love to because of the cost. Imagine a transaction you're paying $5, $10, $20 at times and more. So which you would have paid like 10 cents, max of 2, and most time 5 cents, 3 cents. So if I remove $2 from 50, it's still okay for me as a fee. But if I'm to remove 12 and 25 from 50, so that is super much. You understand? So it's becoming for the whales that have huge money. So in terms of the comparison, that's it. And then when Solana consensus mechanism use POS plus something called proof of history, which even help it much faster. The proof of history is like time. So every of the transaction is timed with time. So it's not easy to go back, like, because if these things was done 11 a.m. and then you are now trying to bring it into 12 p.m., it's easily exposed that no, that transaction is like a double spend and things like that. That's another challenge of blockchain, 51% attack when people want to do double spend. We have learned about those security like SHA-256 algorithm use in cryptography to secure these blockchains. So POS network securely through validator, while POH had a historical record of event, allowing for greater efficiency and faster transaction process, because each transaction will have time. So you cannot double spend or come and say, oh, this is when. So anytime it gets added, the accurate time will be there. So another challenges and solutions. So our face its own challenge, which is downtime. It went so down, but since 2013, they have been up for like 7 months in a row. Usually before, within every 3 months or so, they will likely be down. So, and that isn't good for blockchain marketing. So it really affects and a lot of other issues that happen then and things like that. So, but now they are getting things better. Also, opportunities on Solana. I've showed you a kind of Solana architecture, and just we have also used this sample before, like so when you make purchase. So it uses the same account-based model, but in the terms of smart contracts, when this use just a single, Solana use 2. One will handle the smart contract code, and one will handle the money that will do it. So it's like over here now you should have something like this. You understand? And this like we handle your code. And then this will handle the money. So On Ethereum, everything is just single inside your smart contract, everything. But this is divided but connected. They depend solely on each other. So they work together. And this also help to make upgrading smart contracts easier on Solana compared to Ethereum. You understand? So it makes it a lot more easier to upgrade when you talk about Solana smart contract than Ethereum. So those are part of the differences, the things there. Then there are opportunities, like I told you on Solana, because I told you 90% of developers usually are on Ethereum and by extension EVM blockchain. So because usually they go to Ethereum. So gradually now it's now that things like there are no much developer on blockchains like Solana and other ones like before, like Ethereum. But things are gradually seems to be flipping gradually because there are opportunities on these blockchains because they are less competitive, it's cheaper, it's faster, and they are also embracing some platforms like Super Team, which makes it easier for people to contribute and earn. So all these things put together are encouraging people to come, which is part of what attracted me to check out Solana through Super Team, and then eventually I tried Solana fully through Super Team and got, stick into the ecosystem. So for developers, you have that, and especially as a beginner, you will likely want to go where there is less competition. Because if you go where there is super competition, the chances of survival is almost non-existent. Except you want to create your own project yourself, that's a different thing. But you want to be employed, you want to get freelance gig, you want to get grant. The less the competition, the higher your chances. You understand? The more the competition, the lower your chances. So that's what is happening now. You can see how I earned about $20,000 plus in 6 months with $0 in Solana ecosystem within 6 months via Super Team. So I have a full course here, which you can see a lot of people taking the course and participating in the contest to earn their first at least 100, then 1,000, then 5,000 in Super Team. So interested, you should be able to enroll for it. It's also free as well. So that's it. Then its programming language is majorly Rust, but I as a person am more of a Solidity developer. So in terms of Web3 development, I've also learned Rust. I can do so, but I didn't really go core because I believe I see more opportunity in Solidity because it's not limited. There are limits to blockchain that use Rust, like Polkadot and Solana, and those are not even like huge developer base, you understand, compared to just Ethereum alone, and then a lot of layer 2s, Ethereum, and a lot of even layer 1 blockchain that they are alone, but they are like, I think BNB is alone, not layer 2. I think maybe I make mistake there. They are alone, but they are EVM compatible. Avalanche is alone, but their C chain is compatible. Phantom blockchain is alone, is L1 as well, like Ethereum, but they make it compatible to EVM, to Ethereum. So developer to everything can shift in there. And that's how a lot of those new blockchain, when they started, gain huge traction faster than platform like Solana. Because and Rust is much complex to learn compared to Solidity. I'm telling you the fact. If you can learn JavaScript, then you will be able to quickly comprehend Solidity compared to Rust. Because Rust is a low-level language usually used to develop things like operating system and core infrastructure, IT. So it's very, very low level. And though there are some literature adjustment to some of the ones you use on Solana, but I'm telling you, it takes a lot longer to have a grip on it and start building confidently at a beginner level compared to when you have Solidity, especially once you have done JavaScript. That's why after this course, beginner introducing you setting up We are going to go into front end where we learn HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and a lot more TypeScript. Then all those would have helped you. By the time you move on to start learning Solidity, you will catch up even much better. So that's the song. But good news is that they are now adopting Solidity through Solang, so which is trying to adapt it for Solana, and that is one of the area I stick to in Solana. So I was already learning, doing things with Rust, and then when that was launched, I think almost more than like around June, July or so of 2023, it was launched, Solang Solidity. Then that was when I decided to like pay attention more to it. Though there are a lot of limitations, a lot of things you can do, you cannot do compared to normal Solidity, but I believe it will get better. So including platform like this, creating courses and things to help. So if you learn Solidity, you have lots of blockchains you can poke into for opportunity. But when you learn Rust, you are limited to Solana, Polkadot, and maybe 1 or 2, 3 blockchains, which aside from Solana, most of them don't even have that kind of community in terms of developer of tools and things like that. So even Solana is just getting better compared to more. Even Ethereum is not as mature as Web2. So now compared to Solana, compared to Polkadot or other ones. So that's why I think more and encourage our students more to, if you now want to go more into Rust and another one, first go into learn those things, be able to, then you can expand better. So key Solana environment to include Solana CLI, Anchor framework. We use it when we get to developing with Solang and all those things, and various library to interact with Solana network. So a lot of things you learn more about Solana. So Solana represents a signal leap in blockchain tech, offering a high-speed, efficient alternative to traditional and other Web3 blockchain. It's innovative concept develop friendly environment. So understand Solana foundation feature and opportunities crucial for aspiring Web3 developer looking to make an impact in the blockchain world. Need support? Use the comments below. If you really want to get support from me, join the Discord, meet with other Web3 developers, or if you need call direct response from me, I'm not guaranteeing you I will respond to your lesson question in the Discord, but other members community do support and can collaborate and things like that, and news and updates as well are there from me and the PU team and things like that. But if you need specifically each lesson, post it here. That's it for this lesson. I remain Solomon Foske of the Program University. Always keep the program spirit and alive, and please do go to humanity with your knowledge and programming skill and not evil, and even nature to make the world a better place for us all. Thank you. See you in the next lesson. Peace.